Hello, everybody. I'm Rikki Smith. Welcome to Faith on Friday Presents. At Faith on Friday Presents, our goal is to drive motivation by closing the door on the comfort zone, to foster inspiration by finding out what's possible, and to create transformation by challenging those unproductive mindsets. And today, we're going to talk about your business. So, business owners, you have all the things that you have to do. You've got to make the payroll. You've got to make sure that everything is set in place. You've got to post on time. You have to answer the phone. And oh, by the way, you probably want to eat lunch at some times. You have the meetings and all the things that have to be done. So, how do you do it in such a way that is systematic, but also giving you time to breathe? Today, we're going to talk to somebody who's going to talk to us about going from Excel to XL. Everybody, please say hello to Tina Palmgren. Hi, Tina. How are you?
Hi, Rikki. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, Tina. This topic is interesting for a lot of business owners. So I'm excited that you're going to be the expert for us today.
I love taking Excel out of Excel.
The whole thing. Before we get started, Tina, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're located.
So I'm Tina Palmgren, the youngest of five. So I always get to be the youngest, no matter how old I am. That's what I love about being almost 60. I'm still 2 decades younger. But I am from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I have been here just 25 years this year. Holy crap. That's a
Wow.
long time for one spot. But my background is finance and accounting. And I started my own business back in 2012 because I got fired. Kind of sad, but at the same time, best thing ever. And I just really thought, why not take my skill set and help small business owners be more efficient and productive? Because that's what I really love doing. And
Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
There you go. I love that. I'm really good at it. So, Tina, there's so much in that. But let's start with the elephant in the room. Girl, you got fired. What happened?
Oh, it was kind of funny. I got fired, but they kept me on for 2 more weeks in accounting. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, this is interesting. So it said a lot about my integrity. My boss didn't trust me because he was up in Canada and I was making changes to our plant down here and we were becoming much more efficient and productive. And I wouldn't tell him what I
Ooh,
did because he'd just take the
ooh.
credit.
Yeah, that part. And I'm sure a lot of people watching right now going, girl, I hear you. So
Oh,
then,
yeah.
so you get fired, best thing that ever happened to you, and you started your own business. What is the business that you started?
It's called excelling your business because what I did right after I got fired is I started teaching Excel. I
Okay.
was always the go-to person in any of our accounting packages, software programs, whatever we had. I was always
Mhm.
really good at them. And I started teaching Excel and went, holy crap, I don't really know that much about this program. And I was good in it.
Hmm.
And so the things I didn't know were the things that they created from like 95 on. I mean, I started using it
Oh,
in 94, but as they
okay.
created the newer upgrades, we didn't
Hmm.
learn those because we just did what we did.
Yeah.
And those things are mind-blowing and game
Wow.
changing when it comes to productivity and accuracy.
Productivity and accuracy. All of this done with, for, and about Excel. Okay, so a lot of us watching, business owners, we love Excel. We do all the things that we know to do on Excel.
Hmm.
So how can Excel better help us now as opposed to, like you said, when we learned it back in, 1990 or whenever?
Wasn't quite out in 90, but shortly after that. One of the biggest things is tables. People think that their data is in a table, and it's
Mhm.
not unless you tell it to make a table. And one of the cool things with a table is you can then create a table row, and Excel will do that for you and put in the formulas. So if you filter your range to a shorter range, the total row will
Hmm.
sum only what's right there, not
Right.
the entire thing. So it's a dynamic thing that makes it really easy. And then when you're
Right.
doing other things with this table, the table is a dynamic range. So as you add stuff to it, you don't have to keep updating. Oh, I need to
Wow.
go from N to Z now instead of,
Hmm.
you don't have to keep changing those cell addresses.
Oh my gosh. So right now I'm thinking of the people watching this going, oh my gosh, does she speak French as well? Because, you know,
Yeah, I
because
know, a little over your head, but
right, but no, that's
just
not a
know I
bad
make it
thing.
easy.
And it is, it's making it easy. So when you started doing this in the finance area and all the things, what is one of the things that you found that people were really struggling with Excel, knowing what you know now?
Well, a lot of people just think it's overwhelming. They just see
Mm,
all these little boxes and go, I don't know what to do with it.
mm-hmm.
Or they don't know how to do formulas very well. So I will
Yeah.
see them actually take out a calculator and add them up. And I'm just like, what are you doing? So,
Wow. I
yeah.
think my thing was pivot tables.
Oh, those, yeah, that first time I did those was not fun.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what a pivot table is and what it does.
So a pivot table is really a summary. It's like taking a picture. So it takes the data, takes a picture, and then you can look at things in different ways. So
Mm-hmm.
for instance, the first time I used it was for inventory. So we had 200,000 rows of data of inventory,
Wow.
and it snapped it down to make 100 different items,
Mm-hmm.
parts. And then you could double click on that part and
Mm-hmm.
it would show you all the details. It's really cool.
Wow, I'm listening to minds being blown right now. So you said one of the things is that, it helps with productivity. How does knowing or understanding Excel better help with the productivity?
Well, the fun part about Excel is it can be automated. So I can create things for you that you just push a button and it'll do all the things. So for example, taking stuff out of QuickBooks or any other ERP system that you may be using, Enterprise Relate, whatever, I don't remember what the
Mhm.
ERP stands for, but it's your accounting software or whatever software you run. You can download stuff into Excel. It usually
Mhm.
comes in kind of crappy, and I can make it push a button that deletes columns and gets rid of stuff that you don't need
Wow.
and puts it into a table, does any calculations that you need. For
Mhm.
example, I worked with a microbrewer here in town that was shipping out of state and he
Mhm.
had to pay taxes. Well, when you do beer, you have to have everything in a keg size. So he was
Okay.
manually doing all these calculations from a six pack to a
Wow.
case to different sizes. And so I was able to make a formula that said, whatever the product is, find the size and calculate all the stuff.
Hmm.
So he just hit the button. So he went from 4 hours to being done in less than 10 minutes every month.
Oh my gosh. That right there is worth the price of admission. Now, one of the things we talked about before this interview is you help some engineers.
Oh,
Engineers. Tell
yeah.
us a little bit about that episode.
So I work with all kinds of different people. I've been in construction. I've worked in all kinds of different things in my
Hmm.
lifetime because I moved a lot.
Okay.
So I always was looking for different jobs and I love learning. So
Mm.
engineering field, I've helped a couple different times, one company with different things that they do. So project management, all the managers have their projects and they have their
Right.
details of where they're at. And many of them work on a project with another guy. So they were trying to
Hmm.
figure out, they get this download and they wanted to know one, what they were doing is manually going in and moving data to be in
Right.
there, and then they were subtotaling it. And I'm just like, okay.
Wow.
So the first
Manually.
thing we did was make a pivot table, and the guy's like, you gotta be kidding. And then the second thing was they wanted to add up each one individually. So they
Mhm.
wanted to know what that was. And that was just formula based. So now it's a
Wow.
project that we used to take them an hour every 2 weeks is now done in less than a minute.
Oh my gosh.
And
So
it's always accurate because it
you're
doesn't
not
need human
manipulating the
intervention.
change. Yeah. Taking the human element, if you will. out of it. So
Exactly.
how can this work for small businesses? Because a lot of us that are entrepreneurs, it's us, and two of our kids
Exactly.
doing the things. Can Excel really help us as well get some time back and
Oh,
become more accurate with what we're doing?
definitely, definitely. Doesn't matter what you do. You need to know your numbers, right? Any business, you're not running a business unless you know your numbers. There's
Mhm.
ways that Excel can help you do that. Instead of if you're hand entering things into Excel, let's find a way to get it imported. Like, are
Mhm.
you importing your bank information? Just like you can import it up to QuickBooks, you can import it
Mhm.
into Excel. You may not need
Wow.
QuickBooks. Why are you paying the fee? What is it
Oh
doing
my
for you?
goodness.
Many people are overwhelmed by QuickBooks because
Sure.
to me, it's just slow. I work
Mm.
with a company that has 14 companies and I've got to log in and log out, and it takes forever to load.
Wow.
So,
Hmm.
because they have a lot of data, and it's
Hmm.
like, okay, so I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. In the meantime, I could have had everything done in Excel because I could have dumped it to each of its tabs
Yeah.
and been done.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
Wow.
a lot of different things.
Hmm.
Tracking anything, employee information, sales, tracking who you're talking with every 2 weeks or every
Yeah.
day. Well, when's the last time you talked to them? Do you know where your notes are? Can you go find that notepad that you wrote some comments in?
Mm.
Probably not. At least I never could. I've tried. And I always had a
Right.
specific notepad, and it was like, oh, I can't find that one, so I grab another one. So now I have no idea where my notes are.
Yeah.
I can do that all in Excel and have it, within 2 seconds, have
Hmm.
every time I've talked to a person pop up on a screen. And I can review that very
Wow.
quickly before I jump on a call.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So now, Tina, how did you get started in learning about Excel? Because a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we're so busy doing the things that we do. It's hard to look at, okay, now I need to learn Excel. If somebody wanted to get started, what's a simple thing that they could do like right now? Okay, I'm not great at Excel, but I can do this.
I would say learn how to make a table. It's pretty easy. It's right on the
Mm,
home tab. Right next to conditional formatting, it says format as a table. So one of the biggest things, you don't ever want to have a blank column and you don't want to have blank rows, because
mm,
Excel will do more things for you if you don't have that. Every column needs a header, and
mhm.
they all need to be uniquely named, because those headers become your kind of like your address. So
Okay.
if you have income, expenses, whatever,
Hmm.
each one is the name of something.
Okay.
So when you create a formula in a table, it doesn't say A2 times B2, it says income times number sold,
Wow.
or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that may be. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes it more readable, makes it
Yeah.
easier to work with. Yeah,
Wow. That is so good. So, Tina, now do you give classes as well?
I do. I
Really?
love teaching.
Are they online? Are they easy to find? Or do they have to go through you, get registered, all the things?
They pretty much go through me. They can find it on my website. But
Okay.
I teach everything I teach is either in person or in person online. It's live.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
okay. That's good. It is
yeah, because
live.
you know what? You get to
Mm.
ask questions then.
Yes, we need to ask
And we
questions
can
while we're
do
taking copious
examples
notes.
from your work, so it makes more sense to you, because other
Yes,
data means nothing to nobody. But if I can use
exactly.
data that is yours and you give me
Hmm.
some ideas, I completely customize my classes.
Oh my gosh. So Tina, if somebody wanted to work with you, find you, get into one of your classes, where's the best place for them to find you at?
And it would be on my website, excelling with one L, because it's a play off of Microsoft Excel. So
Hmm.
excellingyourbusiness.com. And if you put in two L's, you'll still get there anyway.
Okay. And so what kind of things are folks going to find on your website?
Well, right on the homepage, you'll see a picture of me, and a little video tells you a little bit about what I do. And then if you scroll down, there's a free book that you can get, How to Take Back Your Time. It's called Take Back Your Time, because we do so
Brilliant.
many things,
Yeah.
and the tasks that we do, we're making them harder than they need to be, because we're not letting Excel do the work for us, and that's
Oh
what I
my
love to
gosh.
teach.
That is so good.
Yeah, there's
I,
that. I do some webinars and workshops. They
mhm.
may not be up to date right now, but they're getting redone right as we speak. One of
Okay.
them is 3 Secrets to Mastering Your Money.
Wow. There you go. Wow.
Because
Go ahead.
Oh, because right now it's Women's History Month. Well, at
Mm-hmm.
least February is.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that, did you know in 1860, women were still basically, what's the word? Property. We couldn't own
Mm.
money. We
Nope.
didn't own our own business, own anything.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have a checking account. We couldn't do anything. So we never, and until the 1972 or 4, we couldn't even
Wow.
have a credit card without having somebody else authorized
Co-sign
as a
it.
mail on
Yeah.
it, cosigner. So
Oh,
we didn't have a lot of role models that could teach us financial literacy
yeah.
because they didn't have the opportunity.
That's true. Wow. There's so much information here, everybody. But don't worry, if you have not gotten Tina's contact information, everything is going to be in the description below. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. Tina, my friend, before I let you go, we got to play a game.
Uh-oh.
It's easy. This game is so simple. It's called What's on Your Mind? I'm going to give you some sentences and you're just going to finish them out for me, okay? That is how easy it is. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, you might not like your answers.
Hey, it's your show, girl. Here we go. Let's do this. First thing in the morning, I love to blank.
I do gratitude journals.
Wow, that's pretty nice. I'm not mad about that. Huh.
Okay.
When I go shopping, my shopping food is what?
I guess I don't have a shopping food.
I beg your pardon?
I don't know. You shop with food? I don't.
No, when you go shopping, you have to stop and get your go-to
Oh,
snack while you're shopping. You don't have a shopping food?
no. Okay.
Wow. You'll
Yeah.
be rethinking this when you go shopping.
Well, I grew
Next.
up in Upper Michigan. We didn't have any place to go.
Maybe that's it, what it is.
Missing
It,
out.
there you go. If I had to do it all over again, I would what?
I had to do it all over again. I would start personal development much earlier.
Yeah, I think most of us would. We'd be further along, wouldn't we?
Oh, God.
Dang
Yeah.
it.
The whole
Yeah, that
world
would be
would
good.
be.
So true. So true. My perfect day looks like blank.
Oh. Getting up, doing my miracle morning,
Hmm.
doing a couple of great connects like this or interviews, different things, and being able to help people make something more efficient for them. Because I love when they see how something is going to make it easier for them to do their work. That's
Yeah.
what really brings me joy. And then
Hmm.
at the end of the evening, going out for a cocktail or dinner and drinks with some friends, and
I love it. That sounds like my perfect day. That's actually really good.
might be a little exercise in there somewhere. Well, the miracle morning incorporates the exercise.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay.
Tina, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate this. It was fun.
Well, good. All right, everybody, that's it for this week. But don't worry, we'll be back next week with more Faith on Friday Presents.